أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters in humanity, Assalamu alaikum, and that is peace be with you, and that is I wish you a peaceful life. Recently I've been asked a question about the caste system in a society. In order to make it quick, as the title here suggested, does Islam make or suggest any distinction or restriction by caste when it comes to finding a partner for marriage? Now, Islam obviously forbids that. Okay, we're not going to be talking much about that. What we're going to be talking about is the Muslims in different parts of the world. As you all know, the Muslim world extends from Morocco in the west all the way to China in the east. So some of these countries, within their culture, there has always been a caste system. From Iran to India, it is prevalent. You can find a lot of that, and everyone knows it. Unfortunately, some think that it is part of Islam. It is not. How do we know that? The Prophet ﷺ asks us to marry the most religious woman. And he didn't say, look for a good caste. Okay? So the hadith, obviously in here, narrated by Abu Hurairah, the Prophet ﷺ said, a woman is married for four things: a wealth, a lineage, a beauty, and a religion. Of course, that's what we look for, as it says in here. So you should marry the religious woman, otherwise you'll be a loser. Okay? So more and more hadiths, I urge you to Google it, but since I'm here, let's read some. The Quran says in Surah 49, chapter 13, O mankind, indeed we have created you from male and female, and made you peoples and tribes, that you may know one another. Indeed, the most noble of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous of you. Indeed, Allah is knowing and acquainted. So, يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم. So Allah in this verse is telling us that the ones that are going to be honored in front of Allah are who? Of course, the most righteous. A righteous person is equal to the most religious woman. So both men and women are requested to be righteous, and of course that will qualify them to be the ideal spouse. Let's not make it too long. All in all, and bottom line is the condition for marriage in this case here is righteousness, as Allah says in the Quran. It is taqwa, righteousness. It is not the color of skin, it is not the background, it is not money, it is not the job. Okay? and especially not, certainly not, the caste. Caste is against Islam. In here there is another verse in the Quran. In Surah Al-An'am, it says, إن الذين فرقوا دينهم وكانوا شيعا لست منهم في شيء إنما أمرهم إلى الله ثم ينبئهم بما كانوا يفعلون. Indeed, those who have divided their religion and became what? Sects. You, O Muhammad, are not associated with them. You're not one of them in anything. Their affairs is only left to Allah, and He will inform them about what they used to do. So any type of division in the Muslim society is haram. Okay? Nobody is better than nobody except by righteousness. Okay? And let us read here. All men, this is of course the foundations of Islamic value of equality. Okay? Alright? So you can read. All men are created by one and the same eternal God, the supreme Lord of all, Allah. All mankind belong to the human race and share equally in the common parentage of Adam. We all come from Adam. May Allah exalt him. Allah is just and kind to all His creatures. He is not partial to any race, age, or religion. The whole universe is His dominion, and all people are His creatures. All people are born equal in the sense that no one brings any possession with him when born, and they die equal in the sense that they take back nothing of their worldly belonging. On and on and on. Now we come to the hadith of Prophet ﷺ. O mankind, your Lord is one, and your Father is one. You all descended from Adam, and Adam was created from earth. He is most honored among you in the sight of God, who is most upright, not from that or such caste, but upright. Okay? No Arab is superior to a non-Arab. No colored person to a white person, or a white person to a colored person, except by what? By taqwa, piety, or piety. In another narration, the Prophet ﷺ was asked, who among men is most favored by Allah? He ﷺ replied, a man who does the most good to people. So who is best? Is the one who does most good to the rest of people. And to conclude, we all know the sermon or the speech of farewell. Okay? The Prophet ﷺ telling the Sahaba that all humans are descended from Adam and Eve. Said Muhammad in his last known public speech. There is no superiority of an Arab over a non-Arab, or of a non-Arab over an Arab. We read, and no superiority of a white person over a black person, or of a black person over a white person, except on the basis of what? Personal piety and righteousness. Okay? So I urge you to Google this and Hajjat al-Wada, and you can read it. Okay? And you will see that the Prophet ﷺ urged us not to fall into that trap, because the previous nations did actually make that mistake. Here I found a part of the text of the Hajjat al-Wada, or the a farewell speech, and the Prophet ﷺ addressing the Sahaba and telling them, "O people, listen well to my words, for I do not know whether after this year I shall ever be amongst you again. Therefore listen to what I am saying to you very carefully, and take these words to those who could not be present here today." And that's it. You compose and read. With this, I conclude. My dear brothers and sisters, do not fall for that trap. I know that it is rooted in some societies, but it starts with you. You start the change. You who's watching this video, you who's reading, start with it. Talk about it. Denounce it. Get people to move on from this bad tradition and bad habit in the society. With this, I wish you a peaceful life. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.